everybody, how are you all doing today? Welcome to another Working with Audio for Unreal Engine. First thing first, before I join Jim's little Discord, I'm gonna sell out. My brain kind of just zoned out a little bit there, sorry about that. Down in the description below you'll find a link to the power shop where you can buy energy mixes, sleep mixes, hydration, shakers, stickers, and if you use my creator code BLACKHEART you can get a 10% discount. Anyways, now let me activate the desktop audio and hop on into his stage while I open as well Engine. Unreal Engine, because we were gonna test out a few things.
That in the future with any game, and wanted to kind of go through everything that they offered on that. So, you know, the ambient zone is one that we were going through yesterday, and it was we saw that there was some things there that we wanted to kind of look at a little bit more. Hey there, Lettuce. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? I see Blackheart is in the stage right now, so let me go ahead and invite him to speak. And sure, oops.
Hello there.
How's it going?
I'm doing okay.
Nice, nice. Okay. So, last we left off, we were studying the ambient.
Yep.
Of Rail. Let me make sure I got the Chrome up properly here. There we go. Okay, so by the end of the stream, we were considering we could probably try to set up some ambient zones in our Unreal location.
Yeah.
Although I'm not quite sure exactly what happened, but I'm not seeing my walls on any of my files right at this moment in time.
Odd. I'm opening mine right now before I put it on screen. Hopefully OBS, yeah, I got the desktop audio on.
Yep, Unreal Engine. We're going to be covering that for the next hour. So...
Okay. I loaded mine and everything seems to be good on my end.
Yeah, I loaded up like the first project, and I'm not seeing any of the walls that I put up last time, so this is weird. And obviously there's nothing in the program quick start, so yes, that was just the blocks floating up and down, so
I don't know. To try closing it and open it again?
yeah, there's yeah. Oh well, okay, well, I guess I'll just use the artist quick start
Hello there,
project
Shao. How you doing?
we did to try to do the audio zooms. Again, I don't know why I lost, you know, my building for some reason. That's a little concerning to me.
To try reloading the level.
No, I mean, I'm switching between levels right at this moment in time, so just to see if for some reason it, like, I'm switching between projects right now just to see if for some reason, like, it got switched over to something else entirely, and it's not even, you know. Okay, let me go ahead and hide Chrome just so everybody can kind of
Like you
see
have
what
talked
I'm
on my
seeing right at this
Discord,
moment in time.
if you reacted accordingly, the
So
bot should have given you a role to access my channels. And you should be able to write anything in them.
yeah, so I was on the artist quick, going to level designer right at this moment in time, which obviously, take a second to kind of load in. So there's the level designer, and obviously it has the defaults. So nothing going on there, no walls. And then I
According
go
to
back
this, you
to
probably
the
haven't uh, reacted to the rules. Those should be visible to you, and once you react accordingly to the rules, you should gain the role that gives you access to the channels.
all right. We'll go with the level designer quick version here, which should have been the first project. And again, no walls. The walls are gone on this, and so I'm like, this is very, very odd. So the changes that I made, to one of the projects just got removed for some reason. So I don't know what happened there. Not sure.
I don't know.
But that's a bit disconcerting. The fact that the Unreal
Well,
Engine,
are you looking for the one with the
changed.
structure or the one with the blocks? Because the one with the structure
Not
was quick level design.
right, but that's the that's one of the projects that we created.
Yeah.
We created a project for it, and it should have been here, but it's not. So, but believe me, I know what I'm doing there, my friend. You don't have to
No,
question
just in case you
question
were
this too much,
opening
okay?
like the wrong one by accident.
Nope, I'm opening the three projects that we had. Okay, and
Hmm.
all three projects, I am not seeing a single wall amongst them. Okay, and I know that I had walls on one of my projects. I made sure that I had walls on one of my projects. I was changing them in one of my projects. When I went to one of my projects, it loaded in with the walls before. So believe me, I'm not crazy on this.
Hmm.
So this is something that Unreal Engine did itself. Okay. Um, so this doesn't give me a lot of confidence right now if because I didn't remove the walls. I didn't delete the walls. So something happened
I don't know.
with the project. So I don't know. But there's not much I can do about it now. So I'm just gonna have to go. We'll just have to, go through the steps of creating an ambient zone, and we'll go from there. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce down the size of this. So for those of you that are kind of curious as to what's going on, or um, if you want to follow along with us, we are currently in the documentation for 4.27. We are in the working with audio section, and we are currently looking at the ambient zones topic in this particular
Hi,
case.
Hershey.
So one of the topics is creating an ambient zone. So they basically want us to create two zones, to kind of work on. So, or actually, they want us to create two ambient sound actors in the level. One inside the volume and the other outside the volume. So, um, so yeah. Shall we go ahead and go through that process? You know,
Sure.
I'll just go ahead and use this one because I don't really have, it doesn't really matter, um, you know, where I really put it for the most part. So now, so the first step here is create an audio volume and place 2 ambient sound actors in the level. Okay, so under the Unreal, they don't necessarily, show you exactly where to go. But if you go under the place actors, under volumes, there is a audio volume to select. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that into the world. And so now we have an audio volume block there. So I'm going to see if I can modify the size of it. Obviously I can move it, but that doesn't really mean anything. Let's see. Rotate objects doesn't matter. Scale. Let's go with scale. Hold on. I want to move it to where the table is. I'm going to scale it up a little bit more so that we have the area kind of covering the table for the most part. Yeah. Let's go ahead and center it a little bit so that when I scale it up a little bit more on the width, we cover the entire field that way.
Okay. That's
okay, so
inside.
So that should be good for the most part. Next part that we need to do is we need to place 2 ambient sound actors. Are you good with the first part of creating the audio volume?
Yes.
Okay. So we need to get audio actors in it, or ambient audio, which I'm not quite sure exactly where they might be. Yeah, let me go ahead and search ambient. Okay. So I did a search for ambient sound, and so I can see. So there's one, and then I want to put another down inside the other volume there. So I want to make sure that it's kind of within the box itself. And this one is outside the box, which it is. So I have, 2 sound actors now. You also have 2?
I'm putting down the other volume 1 outside.
Okay.
Come on, you stupid mouse. There we go. So move this a little bit further back. Okay. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so the second step is assign a large radius looping sound to both ambient sound actors. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly what they're meaning by large radius looping. But I'm assuming that they want us to just put in basically a sound file into it somehow. And probably want it to kind of loop as well. So there's, if you highlight one of the ambient sounds, there is a sound category in the details section that there's a drop down for these, that actually contains the starter content. So like right under the transform.
Yeah.
You see it?
Audio volume, reverb, brush. Under transformation I got audio volume. I have one of my boxes already selected. Then I have reverb.
Uh,
Where is it?
No, you have you're selecting the audio volume box. You don't want the audio volume box. You want the ambient sound selected.
Okay, so I'll just pick a sound, I guess.
Yeah, you wanna pick the ambient sound actor and add an ambient sound to it. So, like for example, I have for the ambient sound for the first one as Fire 1. For the ambient sound for the second, I'm gonna do let's do smoke one. So now I have one ambient sound outside of the box and one ambient sound inside the box. Okay,
Yeah.
that should be part 2. You done with that? You good?
Give me a sec.
Alright. Obviously, you don't want to pick the same sound, or you're not going to hear any difference between the two. So, other than maybe the sound like starts back over or something like that, but it's better for you to have like 2 different sounds so you can tell the difference between the two.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're ready. Or when you're done with the
I see ambient zone, but not ambient sound. But
okay, hold on. Let me check out your stream here real quick.
let me click one of the audios again. Audio volume again. I'm gonna select that for now. There's ambient zone.
Okay, okay, so you have one audio volume, right? And just one audio volume.
I got one on the inside, one on the outside of the
No. You just need one audio volume.
Okay.
That's it.
That one's gone.
Yeah.
The ambient
only need-
sound.
If you do a search for ambient sound, just do a search for ambient sound.
Oh, there it is.
I don't know exactly where it's like hidden in the topics overall.
Yeah, no idea.
You need to put 2 of those ambient sounds, one inside your audio volume, inside the box, and one outside the box.
Yeah. I got one inside the house and nothing outside.
Well, you need 2 specific audio ambient sounds.
Yeah. I got 2 in.
Okay, one inside and one outside.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you select both of those and you add the ambient. You change the sound to each of them.
And
okay, so ambient sound isn't under the basic lights, cinematic, visual effects, geometry, or volumes. So it's not in any of them. You can only find it in the all classes. So it's better to just do a search quickly and there it is. But yeah. But okay, so you have both of them placed, and you're now changing the volume for each, or you're changing the sound type for each of the ambience, and then you're making sure that one's inside the box and one's outside the box, correct?
Yep.
Okay. If you're done with both, then we can move on to the third line.
Yep.
So, in the details panel of the audio volume, so we're selecting the box on this one.
Nope.
Expand the audio volume properties. So.
Thanks for subscribe there, is Simon.
Okay. And so, so we're expanding the audio volume properties. Expand the ambient zone settings under the reverb volume according to this. So under the reverb, it says reverb volume, not reverb. Let me see if I can. Is there a reverb volume on here? No,
I see
did not
reverb,
see.
like a section dedicated to reverb, and it has volume on itself and fade time.
But it's not the same kind of settings as what they're showing for the ambient zone settings there. So we're gonna need to find where the ambient zone settings are. Okay. Where did they put it? I love it when they change. Oh, okay. There's an ambient zone topic all by itself. So
Yeah.
So there's the differences there, the exterior volume, and so on and so forth. So okay. Expand the ambient zone settings and reveal its properties. Okay, so in the ambient zone properties, set the exterior volume to 0.5. So exterior volume to 0.5. Set the exterior LPF to 0.5. Exterior LPF to 0.5. Set the interior volume to 0.2. Interior volume to 0.2, and set the interior LPF to 0.2.
Okay.
And then create a new sound class, and in its properties, check apply ambient volumes. Okay, not quite sure what it means by create a new sound class.
Doesn't it say how to create it?
Nope.
Nice going there, Unreal. You tell us to create something without telling us how to create it.
Well, they might have addressed it in like one of the other topics, but obviously, they're not really addressing how you go about doing that on this one. So it happens. It's not. I'm not totally surprised, but at the same time, it's like, okay. What exactly are you needing us to do here? So from the looks of it, it's looking as though I wonder if we can like maybe add it to the audio volume somehow.
Let's see.
No. seeing it here. Hey, edit. No, nothing there. I don't see anything about like adding classes in the window. Hmm.
Maybe. Media. Person texture, miscellaneous. Okay, I think I found it. Right click on the content browser and look for sounds, classes, and there you can find sound class.
Right click on content browser.
Yep, somewhere in the content browser, right click it. When you get that little pop-up menu, look for sounds, which is the second to last in mine. Then classes, and there's where sound class is. Did you find it?
Okay. So within the content browser, create the new sound class. Okay. Hold on, let me rename it here real quick. Oh, designer, ambient. Okay, and then we're changing its properties, was it?
Assign a sound class to both interior and exterior sounds from the details panel of each sound. So I guess we're making two of them.
Right, but we need to make sure that we change their its properties, though. That's my concern about it right at this moment in time.
I don't know. Maybe that's where the sound volume takes care of it. Okay, this one was the exterior.
Well, the thing is that, you know, we need to modify its properties. But, you know, how are we able to modify its properties if we can't see its properties? You know, because we need to modify its properties before we add them directly into the sounds in the interior and exterior in the details panel. So, so we're basically, you know, selecting the ambient sounds, and we're adding the sound class in there somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. You know, to both the interior and exterior sounds from the details panel of each sound. So we have the sound class override somewhere in the Um, Somewhere in our ambient sounds. And I'm not seeing the sound class override in there.
Let's see.
It's in the sound options, apparently, but... Ah, there it is. Okay, so I see it. So so when you select like one of your ambient sounds, right? You had that sound section that you can change the sound in. If you scroll down to the bottom, there's like an arrow, like hide advanced or
Yeah.
show advanced. So if you click on the show advanced, you'll see the sound class override. So that's where you can put it. However, we still haven't modified the properties of our sound class. So we need to figure out how to modify the properties of that first before we consider assigning it, because they want us to modify the they want us to change the apply ambient volumes to the sound class, but I don't know where we can do that right now.
Well, if you double click it, it'll open a window. If you double click on it. And what does it say that it needs to be changed to?
We need to see the apply ambient volumes, but oh, I think I found it. Yep, I see it. Okay, so you double clicked on your sound volume, right?
Yeah, and open that one window.
Okay, so there's a new window showing your sound class, and you're seeing the details on the left hand side, right?
Yep.
So on the left hand side there's the general topic, and then right underneath it is routing, right?
Yep.
Okay, so in the routing section is the apply ambient volumes.
Yeah, I see it.
So check that, save it, and we should be good. So we can probably close that out, because it just wanted us to change that apply ambient volumes, and that was it.
And
right?
on both of them, I guess.
What do you mean on both of them?
Because you have one for interior, one for exterior.
No. The point is just to change the default to have that ambient volumes first before you apply it. That way it will automatically set it as soon as you do the override on it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But you made like two classes, right? A class for interior and one for exterior?
No, you only need one.
You need one? Are you sure?
Yeah. You only need one sound class. It tells you
Alright, yeah.
create a new sound class. Yeah. So you only need one. You go into the properties, you do the apply ambient volumes in the properties before you assign it to the interior and exterior. Okay. And then you take it and you then assign it into you're doing the override. So it uses that same class both times.
Okay.
Okay.
It's saved,
So
right?
there's that
yeah,
one.
it's saved.
And there's that one. Okay, so both of them are and I'm gonna go ahead and save everything real quick just in case. Okay, so we should have 10 done. We shouldn't be seeing anything else. It should be you know, our one single sound class should be in both our ambient sound in the interior and ambient sound in the exterior. Right?
Yep.
Okay, now we need to rebuild the geometry and enter the audio volume with the ambient zone you just set up. So okay, so build geometry. And we can just do build geometry just for the current level because, I mean, that's the only one that we're really worried about, right? So, do you know where that is, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, come on, now what?
Okay, so I guess after we rebuild the geometry, I mean, technically we're not playing the game right at the moment, so, you know, we're not hearing it, so it didn't necessarily say, hey, click play. So it's saying enter the audio volume with the ambient zone you just set up. So it sounds like they want us to actually, you know, play the level so we
Yeah.
can kind of
Once I figure
experience
out
it.
what
So
errors is causing me, I'm trying to rebuild, but it's telling me you have one error. Okay, where's the error? It's doing just map check complete, one error. It's not telling me what the error is.
okay.
Let me get rid of something maybe. Cover that. Cover that. Nope, still showing me that error.
Okay, so it's a pop-up window.
Yep, so pop up
Showing.
window.
Fortunately, I don't know what you're seeing right at this moment in time, so I don't know. You know, what exactly is it telling you per se on it?
That's all it tells me. The map check complete. One error found. It doesn't tell me what the error is.
Let's see.
Let me find world settings. Where the devils is that? Settings. World settings.
What you could do is you can bring up the output log and see if it's maybe showing it in there. Do you know where to find the output log?
No, and I'm checking world settings to see if anything's being marked as error, but as well as something wrong. But I'm not
Okay,
seeing
go to
anything
window.
wrong.
Go to window to open up the output log. Go to developer tools, and then output log is under the 3 different logs that are there.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, the output log is going to be showing a lot of information in there.
Hurry
But
for
maybe
real. You want me to rebuild the lights again?
probably.
I don't know why it wants me to rebuild the lights again. Okay, I'll rebuild them. Maybe then it'll let me rebuild the geometry. Okay, the lights are built, or are supposedly building.
I mean, from what I saw, you were deleting lights, which
No, that was before that the air was already there. I was getting rid of those to see if anything would change.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you delete lights like that, it'll need a rebuild, no matter what.
Yeah, but even with those lights there that was already built, it was still
I know.
throwing me that error. It made no difference
I know.
whether or not it was still there. They could at least say, this is the error. Change this. No, it doesn't tell me that. It just says, you have an error. Yeah, no shit, what's the error? Mind telling me what is what I need to fix?
Okay. Well, I'm sure that they have a location where you can kind of see the errors. We just don't have
Well, I tried clicking
the.
it, double clicking it, just it would take me straight to it. All it said, the world settings, you have an error, that's it. I'm looking at world settings, I don't know where the error is. And I just
World
gonna wait and
settings.
yeah.
Hmm.
Now I'm waiting for the lights to build, which are taking a while, unfortunately.
Yeah. Huh.
And I never touched world settings, so I have no idea what would be wrong.
Um. Hmm. Well, I mean, whenever you're adding anything new into the world, obviously, things obviously change based off of that. But I'm kind of curious as to where we can find information on the world settings. Oh, there it is. So
Yeah, I already
obviously,
opened world settings.
okay,
It opened right next to details, a tab for it, and
yeah.
I'm not getting any markers at all. There's no
Hmm.
it's not highlighting anything as it could be wrong. And I never even touched this tab ever.
Yeah, same. Hmm.
Once lighting finished building, I'll try building geometry again and see what happens. You can go ahead and test yours while you're at it.
I already did. I was already. I already heard the two different sounds on mine, so I just want to try to, figure out uh, what's causing problems with yours because obviously, um, if you're having the problem, then I might have the problem later on in the future, and therefore I might need to know, how to go about solving it so that we can, um, so if we encounter that problem again, then we can quickly know, oh yeah, it wants us to do this. So it's still getting the error.
No, I'm still waiting on the lighting to finish building.
Oh, okay.
Remember,
Nice.
my computer is garbage
Oh,
compared to today's standards.
yeah. No worries.
Come on.
Yeah, I'd probably be hating to use my if my old computer was still alive, and I didn't have anything else. I'd probably be hating life too because that one is, man, that one probably couldn't even run. Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, I don't know what specs that computer had.
Yeah.
If you're looking at Intel dual core, those old ones, then you're probably looking at Unreal 2.
See, I remember I put up. I think I put up the settings on my Twitch channel. I don't think I put it up anywhere else. Do I still have it? Yes, I do. Okay, so I had an Intel Core i5 with an 8 GB of RAM. Graphics card of the AMD Radeon R7 200 series,
Ew.
which, yeah, that's an old one.
Yeah, I don't like those AMD in general. Like
Yeah,
Radeons, I just don't like them. They're more trouble than anything else. I feel like they're
yeah,
poorly optimized.
yeah.
Hell, I even
Um,
find that some monitors aren't compatible with them.
yeah. Well, I went
Like,
with it, you know, something that was uh fairly cheap at the time. So
they're always the cheaper option.
yeah, so
But with cheaper option always comes the issues.
yeah. I was able to run, you know, some of the games that I was interested in, but obviously it would not be able to handle the extreme games. So,
Hmm.
but I was kind of okay with that because I didn't really own any of the extreme games that required lots of like graphical, you know, necessities. But
True.
as soon as I, you know, at the time I was like, you know, hey, I'm setting all my graphical settings to low. Uh, you know, like Warframe itself, I was having trouble running, you know, uh, you know, uh, uh, just trying to do anything on Fortuna and Deimos, for example, on with my old computer was really bad. um, you know, and then I mean, the processing power was okay. You know, it wasn't their best, but it was okay. I was still able to run things. But when it came to anything graphical, yeah, no.
Yeah.
You know,
What model
um,
i5 did you have?
what's that?
What model of i5 did you have?
Intel Core 66, 6600K CPU, 3.5 gigahertz. So,
No, slightly
yeah,
better than mine.
yeah. But you know,
Graphics
I
card,
had
what
to.
I'm running now on graphics card is a GeForce GTX 950 with 4 gigas of memory RAM.
Nice.
It's not great, but it's better than what I had before.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to. I did an upgrade on the RAM at one point in time because I was
Yeah.
like, going, I can afford purchasing some more RAM on that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So
RAM I'm not hurting. I got more than enough, I'd say. 16 gigabytes of it, of RAM. So I'm not
yeah.
hurting. And I bought like slightly reinforced ones.
Hmm.
Okay, there goes the lighting. Finally.
Okay.
Geometry of current level. Okay, and no air this time.
That's
I
good.
guess those two bus lights that for some reason were not working were the one causing issues.
There was probably some settings that you might have needed to add to it or something like that, or you
No,
needed to
all I
change.
did was just remove those two lights that were apparently those two lights were not working for some reason. And I didn't change anything. I just dragged them in and that was it.
Well, they might have needed some default settings to be um you might have needed to change some of the settings in there for it to kind of work, even when you know, before you did even the light build before kind of thing. So that's probably what I was giving you some hassles about. It's like, hey, we need this default setting, or provide us this default setting. What color would you like, or something, you know? So that's probably what I was complaining about, or something like that. There was like maybe one setting for that light saying, hey, I need something here that you haven't provided me, and that's the that was the issue that you were kind of dealing with. So
I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out sooner or later.
yeah.
Oh well, that's fixed and it's working.
Okay. So when you hit play,
Yeah, I did. I got the
you,
two sounds. Birds
right.
outside and the light in the inside.
Can you slightly hear the sound when you go inside the box from the outside at all? Because I could kind of hear it. So I, when
A
I
little bit.
play,
Oh,
I can hear like I'm hearing the fire in mine right at this moment in time because I'm outside the box. But when I go inside the box, I hear the smoke, but I can slightly hear the fire that's outside the box.
yeah.
So
In my case, if
it's
I'm like right against the wall, I can hear the light inside, like just barely. Then I can hear,
mhm,
but I can hear mostly the birds
right.
and a bit of wind.
So right. So um, I would imagine that if we changed some of the settings inside the volume itself, like um, uh, like there were we um inside the settings for the audio volume, we have the exterior volume, and the interior volume, right?
Yep.
So the desired volume of sounds inside the volume when the player is outside the volume, we could, say, um, you know, actually, we'd probably want to change the desired volume of sounds outside the volume when the player's inside the volume. So we probably want to change that exterior volume. If we don't want to hear the fire outside, for example, we could probably just set that to 0.
I think you
Yeah,
would actually be looking at the LPF probably, since. No, come on, autosave. I do not want to mess with you. Okay, never mind. Fine, autosave. That would be the exterior value from when you're outside. If you want like the difference between the inside and the outside, wouldn't that be LPF since that's the filter?
Hmm. Sounds like it can still hear the fire on the outside. Hmm.
I don't know what you did. You edit something?
Yeah, I modified the audio volume. I changed the exterior volume to 0.
Well, maybe the LPF, which is supposedly a filter, would be the one in charge of that probably.
Well, we'd want to change the interior LPF in this particular case because the desired LPF frequency cutoff in hertz of sounds outside the volume when the player is inside the volume. So, I don't know why they have it like that, but so maybe change that to 0, and then Like if I don't want any sound at all, like, you know, I don't want to hear anything from, like, as soon as I go inside the volume, you know, I don't want to hear, like, the fire outside of it, then,
The interior LPF would have to be 0.
yeah. I'm gonna change the smoke into something else. Let me try, like, maybe the wind. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go and build the geometry again. And, oh, wait, let's save. Save current. Let's build again, just in case, and then play. Yeah, I can't hear the fire anymore.
So it was the LPF.
Well, it's I removed both. So, and once I exit the volume, I can hear the fire and I can slightly hear the wind in the background. Very slight, but it's still there. So that's interesting. But I changed, you know, according to the with the settings for the audio volume, I changed the exterior volume and the interior LPF to 0. Got rid of both of them to kind of remove the outside sound. So, at least, maybe, I don't know. What's really interesting is the initial volume values that it originally had. Like I saw some of these values that were like 20K. I'm like, you know, is that gonna blow out your ears if, you know, because that would be, you know, taking the volume level and just increasing it, you know, like tenfold in sense. So, you know, would it basically be like, you know, hey, your eardrum suddenly exploded because it's so loud, you know? I don't really know, but I think that's pretty much where we're gonna have to end, though, my friend.
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah.
You know, do you feel like you got enough out of this?
Yes.
Okay. So did I. So, again, you know, if we wanted to try to see about like how we could do, like that small, medium, and large box kind of thing, we'd probably have to like really study up on, like like Unreal sound design. You know, like to the max. Like, you know, hey, you know, how does it, you know, how do you handle, you know, fading sound based off of distance in Unreal? We might need to, if we are going to be
Like
tackling
dynamic
that,
audio, something like that.
yeah, then we'll need to figure out how to go about doing that. You know,
Hopefully they
to
cover it at some point.
we'll see. But yeah, the dynamic is a good word for that. You know, how do you handle, um, you know, and then basically an ambient but yet dynamic audio.
Like you
So,
hear someone far away running at you, just getting louder and louder, run past you, and
mm,
just start to slowly fade away.
mm-hmm. How does it work? You know, or you know, what would we need to add audio wise in order to do something along those lines? So yeah, that would be something that we'll have to kind of consider, you know, but obviously not right now, but it'll be interesting to see if they have something like that. if they don't, then well, I guess we're gonna have to try to figure out something ourselves. You know, create our own little audio class to handle it. But I would figure that they probably already covered it somehow, some way. It,
Hopefully.
it seems like a that seems like a default audio system that they should have. But again, don't know. We'll see. Alright, but that's gonna be it for the our ambient zones here. Um, so that was interesting. You know, obviously, um, we're gonna have to like play around with that a little bit more, or you know, um, like when we get to, you know, our first tester game, and then when we move on to the games that we want to make, then we'll need to kind of mess with those ambient zones a little bit more. But for the time being, I think we're okay for now.
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, I think we're okay for now.
Okay. So tomorrow we're going to be looking at the audio modulation overview. If we're going to be continuing down our list in the working with audio, so look forward to that. For anybody that's watching, and we'll you know, we'll just kind of continue going through this and learn as we go. So, congrats, you know, thanks for catching that Stein class part. You
No
know,
problem.
so I wasn't quite sure, you know, what we needed to do on that, but all right, but that's it.
Alright.
So, you know, enjoy your food, my friend.
Yep.
And I will see you in what, an hour and a half or so.
Yeah,
for
about an
some
hour or
try.
so, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
take your time, no worries.
Nope.
And I'll talk with you next time.
Yep. See you in a little
Or
bit.
talk to you soon.
Yep, see you in a little bit.
All right, bye.
Okay, I am gonna leave it there for this part of the audio section as we go by learning. Honestly, I wish it would say on the tutorial, okay, create this class by doing this. Also, that weird bug I was having, like, Unreal, seriously, you're telling me I have an error, you gotta tell me what the error is. Like, how am I supposed to know what the error is? Like, you're not telling me where it is. How am I supposed to know where to look if I don't know what's broken? But anyways, I thought I'll fix it on this one since I already moved on to Unreal Engine 5, and I cannot run Unreal Engine 5, not until I get a better computer. There's one on my wish list, but yeah, that price in there includes shipping, which is a pain. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll be back in roughly an hour or so. I'm gonna go get some food, and we come back for Terraria Calamity mod. So, see you guys in a little bit. Bye bye!